And I love your advice about never skipping dessert. Like that's the only advice I take.
That's the only one you listen
Can you?
to?
Yeah, I love it. Like I worship you because of that. Now that you're doing both chiro and physio, is there one that kind of, how do I put it, that solves a specific part of your problem for you? For you as an athlete and as a CrossFitter, do you feel like chiro works best when you have this type of problem and physio works best that? Or do you feel like complementing or implementing both works better for you?
I would say definitely both. Both. I mean, again, like it really depends on the situation, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like, okay, when I'm doing a session with you, I feel a lot more relief when you do a little bit more adjustments or like providing relief towards my lower back as opposed to when I'm with jab, for example, right? And then let's say, for example, with jab, it might be a little bit more like more on a surface extremities levels and all that. Yeah. So I mean, the both definitely complements each other. So I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. Of course, it has its purposes. Like, yeah, but I mean, if you're someone who has a lot of issues, especially with like your posture, with like you have a lot of tightness and pain here, and I would say both would definitely benefit you in the long run.
Agree. We do find that combining both, I see it as kind of like a marination process. So some of our patients see physio or jab first, and jab would really work on releasing all the muscles, and when they come in for adjustment after that, the joint just releases so much easier.
Yeah.
There's a lot less tugging needed, a lot less like relaxation process needed, and adjustment go through really well. And as opposed to if you're only doing chiro alone, a lot of the times half the session is just relaxing the person and getting the marination process done, get the muscles nice and relaxed, and then the adjustment can go through, and the adjustment holds a little bit better when the muscles are relaxed as well. So I'm glad you feel that way too.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Let's go into how chiropractic fits into an athlete's routine in your experience and your opinion. Because a lot of people assume that chiropractic is only for when I'm injured or when I hurt something, some parts of my body. At which point do you realize that it could actually help you perform or even as a maintenance type of thing? Can you share some of your experience?
Sure. I mean, let's do a comparison like a before and after. So before, previously, when I was coaching full-time and also joining a lot of all these competitions like CrossFit, it was very different in the sense whereby I only had like sports massage treatments and also like manual therapy release. And then eventually I realized that down the road when we were working together for the first year, I do realize that the strainers on my lower back has definitely reduced by a lot, and my soreness has definitely been a lot lesser as well. But again, like at the same time, a year before I met you, of course I didn't like practice any sort of like stretching, like cooling down and all that. But eventually, the year after, while we were working together, of course I started to put in a little bit more effort on myself as well. So I feel like, again, like your self-care, recovery, chiro, and also physio as well, these three combination, like if you were to actually adapt to yourself, you will definitely be able to stay injury-free throughout. And of course, at the same time, you got to make sure that your stress management is there, nutrition. And sleep. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I mean, in short, I would definitely say chiro and physio has definitely assisted me a lot in terms of like, again, like because I compete a lot throughout the year, right? So at least like 3 to 4 times a year. So maybe like 2 international competitions and maybe like 2 local competitions. So again, if we were to compare back to previous years, I would say, it has definitely helped in terms of like my, I want to say career as an athlete, but my journey as an athlete.
I'm so happy to hear that. And I also think it, with chiropractic and physio, it actually promotes healing and it's almost like a detox process as well. When you're training really heavily, the body obviously requires a little bit more time in between to rest, and chiropractic and physio hopefully assist you in a more productive rest in between training and everything else. So that's very good to hear. Have you noticed any improvement in your mobility and strength or endurance through chiropractic care? And if so, how has that helped you?
Yeah, so I mean, as you're aware, like CrossFit requires quite a good range of mobility, quite a good range of flexibility, movement awareness, and so a range of motion, right? So, of course, before I started with you, I definitely had issues in terms of like my mobility, especially with like squatting. So definitely a lot of lack of mobility in terms of like the ankles and the knees and all, right? So that's why I think we were working during the first year.
Yes.
And then eventually definitely felt that the range of motion definitely got a lot better. So you're able to like squat a little bit lower, a little bit in depth, and like at the same time be able to feel and recruit certain muscle groups that you've never felt before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you have the extra range of motion, you definitely have a lot more muscle fibers or muscle connections in various areas throughout the body, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would say that has definitely helped with me, and at the same time as well, I feel that my movement quality is a lot better as well. Yeah, so like specific movements, like for example, let's say for example, I'm doing a bench press, right? So I mean, Jab knows that my right chest is definitely a lot tighter than my left, so it's definitely difficult. But eventually, I felt that it was a lot easier for me to like get the bar towards my chest. Yeah, so that's an example.
And your own observation and awareness has also been so helpful.
For
because
sure.
Kyrie comes into treatment telling us, I've noticed this when I did this, and I noticed this when I squat and all that. And all of that just, it speeds up the process so much quicker.
Correct.
Like we don't have to go in and assess every single muscle, every session.
Correct.
And that has been so helpful.
Definitely.
Speaking of digestion, maybe we can talk a little bit about nutrition as well. Because I know you're big into nutrition.
Yeah.
And I love your advice about never skipping dessert. Like that's the only advice I take.
That's the only one you listen to?
Yeah, I love it. Like I worship you because of that. How can you tell us more about that? Like why has that become like such an important thing in your lifestyle?
I mean, based on like my clients and all that, and based on like the people that I consult with, like one of the number one issue that they are facing is that they can never like get enough, like or like consuming enough, like all this sweet and savory desserts, basically, right? So of course there was one point when I had this idea, like what if like you could still like maintain like a relatively good physique while still being able to have desserts every day, right? Again, at the end of the day, like your desserts doesn't need to be like super high in calories. Like you can always make like different options that are a little bit more lower in calories, right? So of course, eventually, like I think this was like maybe 2-3 years down the road, like I got myself an ice cream machine. Yeah, so you can actually make like all sorts of like ice cream with that machine, or not even like just ice cream, but also like gelatos. What else? You can make like smoothies as well. So from there on, like I just started like this trying to be like never skip dessert. So like it not just because again, like I feel like it's a good trend, but just like okay, like guys, you can actually have desserts every day and still be able to not just maintain weight, but you can also have desserts while you're trying to lose weight as well. Because at the end of the day, it's again your calories in and calories out. Right? Your output needs to be more than your input to basically lose weight.
It's a balance, isn't it?
So that's why for me it's like every day, like without fail, like I can't believe I'm saying this. Like without fail, I'll try my best to have like desserts every day.
Wow, that is so different from what traditional like health coach or nutritional coach is saying. Because we do have patients coming in, let's just say back pain, and at the end of the session, they'll be like, oh, is there something that I should avoid eating? Is it okay? Because in Chinese medicine, of course, they do touch on like cold foods and warm foods, right?
Correct.
But with chiropractic, we don't really learn about that. So I'm not the best person to advise that you should be eating hot, good or cold food.
Same here.
But they do ask about sugar, because sugar is known to be pro-inflammatory, it causes inflammation. So they do wonder if eating sugar would cause their back pain to worsen. So it's something that I actually am quite curious about.
I mean, it does. I mean, if we're going based on like scientific facts, I mean, sugar does contribute to inflammation for sure. But for me, I believe at the end of the day, like moderation is key, right?
You're not eating like a kilo or a tub of sugar,
correct,
right? Yeah.
Correct. Like, I mean, there are various ways to, at the same time, like have substitution to like sugar, like artificial sweeteners and all. Like, I believe, like, I think this heated topic is coming back. I mean, every year this heated topic comes back. You know, like, artificial sweetener is bad for you and all. Like, what's that called? Splenda. What other brands are there? Artificial sweeteners. I'm not sure. Stevia and all that. So everyone says like bad for you. It's gonna cause you like these issues, gut issues and all that. But again, like, if we're looking at like scientific research and all that, if I'm not mistaken, correct? I mean, don't take this word per word, but like this research was like saying that if in order for you to have this kind of issue, you will need to consume like 64 cans of Coke Zero a day on a daily basis in order for you to like have this sort of issue. But at the end of the day, like, how many Coke Zeros can you actually consume in a day? Like, even for me, like I tried before, like trying to consume a lot. The most I can do is 3. And the next day I'll be like, I need something different. Maybe like a Sprite zero sugar or something like that.
And all these brands are making all this zero sugar thing now.
Which is actually good.
100 plus,
it's actually a good replacement as well. Like, if you look at it like from a nutritional standpoint, like it's 0 calories. Like, if you're going out to like a mama and you're drinking like teh tarik, you know, there's a lot of like condensed milk and there's a lot of like sugar as well. So like one glass is easily like close to 200 to 300 calories, right? And then you're not just gonna have one. You're gonna have like, when you hang out with mama, you guys don't hang out like have one drink,
guilty.
right? You're gonna have 2-3 drinks, correct? So that's easily one sitting is like 600, 700, 800 calories there. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Just putting things into perspective,
Correct.
because especially with our diet, growing up, it's so normal to just wake up with like one teh tarik, nasi lemak,
Milo ice, roti chana, roti telur, and all that.
bowl of noodles, like everything it's sugary in
So,
some
I mean,
way.
in reality, like if you're asking me, like from my professional point of view, like eating all these foods is not bad if you're still staying within your calorie limit, right? So if you're still staying within your calorie limit for the day, then it's fine. Like if we're talking about just trying to maintain your weight, right? But if we're talking about from a health perspective, of course, it's not the best option, right? It's not the best choice because again, there's just not enough protein inside. There's not enough fiber, vegetable as well. So for me, it's like, you know, protein, fiber needs to be there, healthy fats as well for like your skin, your nails, your hair, and just like your organs in general.
Exactly.
And then your balanced amount of complex carbs for like energy on a daily basis. Yeah.
And it ties in really well with spine and joint health as well, because we do require a lot of that protein and all these things that you're mentioning and hydration in order for it to function well. So we do actually realize people who are dehydrated or they're not careful with their nutrition, they are more prone to having back pain.
Yeah. So I mean,
the recovery is a little bit more bumpy.
Correct.
Because of that.
So I mean, like funny story as well. Like sometimes, I mean, like we're humans, right? Of course. I mean, like sometimes, again, like we also can't distinguish whether or not we are actually dehydrated or we are actually hungry. Sometimes we're not sure. Like towards the end of late night, and it'd be like, oh, am I actually hungry or is this my mouth? It's itchy, right? So what?
I'm bored.
They are all bored, right? You just want to munch something, right? Exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
I see his lips moving. Like this.
He looks bored right now.
He went like this. I see his mouth itchy. He went like this.
Hey, wipe a little bit.
It's a few more hours. Hang in there. A few more hours. But anyways, yeah, as I was saying, what I would tell most of my clients is that, okay, if let's say for example, you want to know whether or not you feel hungry or whether your mouth is just itchy, just like ask yourself, like, would you eat an apple? Simple question. Like, if you would eat an apple, that means generally you are hungry. But if you're not, if you don't want to eat an apple, that means you just want something to munch on. So tell them like just have like 2-3 glasses of water, and then you'll probably be fine again.
Yes, agree. I used to be really good with my water intake because I thought 2000 ml
2,000 liters.
Sorry for
Wow.
provoking
Someone's
everyone.
an overachiever.
I'll be peeing non-stop if I'm taking 2,000 ml. I thought that was enough.
Yeah, 2
for like
liters, yeah.
my lifestyle and all that.
Correct.
But I do realize with age that changes.